Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. This is Intentional Living. And today we are stuffing my envelopes for the second week of June, which is exciting. So as usual for my full-time income, I do stuff $830 each week. So let's give this a count, make sure that we have the right amount, and then we will get going. So we have 100, 150, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 450, 470, 490, 510, 530, 550, 570, 590, 610, 630, 650, 670, 670, 80, 90, 700, 710, 20, 30, 40, 740, 5, 55, 65, 70, 5, 80, 5, 95, 800, 805, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 830. So we have it all here. Great news. And we are going to start with my wallet, which is actually down here. And we're going to start by unstuffing. And we do have money left, which is wild. So we have, let's see. We have $10, $15, and $20 left in eating out, and these two fives are going to go into my $5 savings jar and envelope. And sorry, I just got distracted because this says 5 down here, and that's like a number 5, so that's just interesting. So yeah, these will go in $5 savings, and then the 10 we are going to roll into a sinking fund. I haven't decided which one yet, but we will do that as we go. And eating out gets $40, so 20 and 40 in eating out for the week. Coffee is empty because I did update a card with some money. So that will have 15 added to it. So we'll do a 10 and a 5. And that will go into coffee. And then weekend fun also has some money left, and it has a 5. So it will also go in the $5 savings challenge. And we are going to pull out $25 and put that into my wallet. I thought I saw a raggedy 5, yeah. So 25 in here. All right. So we get to add $15 to my $5 envelope today, which is awesome. So this is our envelope for the $5 challenge. And now we have this as our $5 challenge envelope, making progress. So now we are going to run into our sinking funds. That is it for my wallet. Like I said, we do have the extra $10, which I think we are going to put in here. So let's start with clothes. Clothes gets 20 today, and we have $50, $70, and $90 in clothes. So 90 in here. Date night is not getting anything, but we have 100, 55, 56, 57, and 158. So we're going to take these 3 ones out. So we'll have 155. It did go down because I am going to a movie with my boyfriend on Friday. It was kind of my idea for a date night, so I pulled that money out of here. And we will put these ones in the $1 challenge in a minute. Fitness and wellness has 150, 70, and 180. Haven't spent out of here in a while. Gas is getting $25, which is great because I only have $5 left. So 25 means now we have $30 in gas, and I'm okay on gas. So this should be, I should be able to stuff it one more time before I have to actually fill up. Giving is also going to, or not also, is getting $5. So we are going to add 5. So now we have 25, 35 in giving. So 35 in giving. going out has 150, 60, 160. So there's that. Posting has 110 and is not getting anything. And medical has $20. And now for self-care. Self-care is down from my cash unstuffing. If you missed it, I'll link it up above, but I did do a cash unstuffing. We're gonna put $20 into self-care, and I'm gonna add that 10 also in here. So I'm gonna put plus 10. So we have 20, 40, 50, 65. So 65 in self-care. And I added because I got a new wax package and I am getting charged a bit each month for that. So I need to build that up to like $140 for this month's payment. Spending is empty and we are just going to leave it empty. Typically I would have had the 10 here, but self-care needs the money right now. And then toiletries, we've got 50, 70, and 90. And it's not getting anything either because priorities. So that's going to do it for the cash envelopes, and we will get into our shared expenses and our bills. So here is my bill binder. Groceries today is going to get $75. So we'll do a 50, a 20, and a 5. So now in groceries, we have 50, 100, 120, 40, 60, 165, 170, 171, 72, and 173. And I think I will take these $3 out. So we'll just have 170. I'm only gonna take the dollars out if I feel like I have enough in here. Household is going to get $20 today. Gets 20 every week. So I have 50, 70, 85 in household, which is good. And then yard work, I put $5 a week aside every week because my boyfriend does most of the yard work and buys most of the things. So I'll just pay him every now and then for that. So 5, 10, and 15 in yard work. And then home maintenance also gets 5, which is just kind of a savings for if anything goes wrong. So I have 25, 35. $35 in there. And then furniture, I put away $20 a week just in case we need to buy furniture. Eventually I will stop doing $20 a week because that's a lot. But for now I'm going to keep it because we do still need to get a dining room table. So I have 500, 20, 45. So $545 in furniture. And then future savings, which is just for any mutual future savings with my boyfriend, has 25, 35. So that could be really whatever. So $35 in there. And now we get to move on to our bills, which is in the same binder. Rent gets $190 each week. And that is coming up next week that we pay this. So we have 100, 50, 70, and 90. So now in rent, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 550, 600, 650, 670, 690, 710, 730, 750, 760, and 765. Which is perfect because I pay $750 in rent. So we are good to go for this month's rent payment. Utilities is getting $30 and our internet should be coming out soon. So now in utilities, we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, and 125. 125 saved for utilities. Phone bill also gets 15, or will get 15 like it does every week. So a 10 and a 5. So we should have 30, 10, 20, 25, and 30. And the gym gets $25. This is for my membership and for any extra classes I might want to take. So 25 in there. And we have 20, 40, 60, 85, and 90 in the gym. And that should be good for the end of this month. So now I'm just getting ahead again. My Roth IRA is getting $70. I have a fun story for that. So 50 and 70. So something I realized that I was doing, 50, 100, 120, and 140. So something I realized I was doing was when I took everything out of here, I counted it all up and then I transferred it to my Roth IRA. Well, I forgot that I have an auto transfer for this, for the 240, or the 280 that comes out. So like I do 70 out of my main paycheck. So 280 is always auto withdrawn. It's actually 275, but whatever. And so I've been double sending things to my Roth IRA, and I was wondering why my numbers were off. And it's because I forget that that is an automatic transfer every month. So the only thing I need to physically send is from my side hustle income. So I've been sending double, I think, for 2 months, and it has had me so confused as to why I am out of money in my buffer, and that's why. So fun story. So now I'm going to fix it, basically. But anyway, that's that. Apple gets $5. We have $5, $10, $15, $16, and $17. And I think I'm going to leave the ones in here. So $17 for Apple Care and for iCloud. Insurances is getting a 20, and I really hope that I get charged for this soon because it's been a while and I'm starting to freak out. But we have 50, 70, 90, 110, and 120 in here. But I think I get charged halfway through the month. My monthly giving gets $10. So I have 10, 20, 35, 36, 37, and 38. And I am going to take these 3 ones out because we were ahead. So we have 35 actually in here. And then I'll put these ones here. And then Hulu gets $5, but I really need to stop stuffing this because it is getting so full. But I have 20, 35, and 40 in Hulu. But if I have to pay my buffer back, maybe I'll pull from some of these since I'm a chaotic mess. Literally, of course, my mistake would be sending too much money to retirement. That would be my mistake to make, but here we are. So now we are going to finish off with our sinking funds. So we are starting with this binder, which is so fun. I literally love it. It doesn't stay flat as well as my others, so I just have to do a little folding, and then it does stay pretty flat. So birthdays is getting $5 today. We are working on my boyfriend's birthday, which is coming up in August. So we have 100, 50, 65, 75. So 175 for his birthday, and then 50 for my friend Lauren's birthday. So we are at 225 in birthdays. And I do need to start thinking about Lauren's birthday gift soon. Electronics is not getting anything, but we have 500, 600, 650, and 660, which we've been at for a while, so I need to get to adding to this. But with my full-time paycheck, I just don't have a lot of wiggle room for savings right now. Family is empty and is going to stay empty this week just because I don't have extra money to stuff. And then future is going to get 20. Because that is what we scratched last time. So we have 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 920, 940, 950, and 955. Will we reach 1K this month? I hope so. That would be great. But my Etsy shop is down, so we might not. So we'll see. Holidays is getting, oh, we need to scratch. Kristen, you can't skip the scratching. So let's do this one. 25 it is. So we will stuff $25 next time. Holidays is getting 5, and we are working on Juneteenth. I have $30 saved for Father's Day. We are going to put $5 into Juneteenth. So we have 25 in here, which means we have 55 saved for holidays. And if you don't know what Juneteenth is, you should definitely look it up and educate yourself. just to learn more about our history. But essentially it was like actual Independence Day for our country, because it was the day that the last enslaved people in Texas heard about the Emancipation Proclamation, and they learned that they were no longer enslaved. And so it's a huge, huge day. It's the day that we actually created true independence to some extent, because the aftermath of that was also... Anyway, we're not going to get into it today, but basically it is a great day to be celebrated, especially amongst our Black sisters and brothers out there. So definitely go support some Black-owned businesses, learn more about the day if you are new to like hearing about Juneteenth. It is a very important day in our history that we need to celebrate and acknowledge. And so, yes, that is money that I spend specifically for Juneteenth, just to support a community or go to events or educate myself, etc. So that is holidays. Planner. We have $50 left in planner after my spending at the Go Getter Girl launch. I did get the first half of my order in the mail, and I just filmed that unboxing, but the second half is in here because I ordered too much to be shipped in one box. So when the second one gets here, I'll film that, and then I will post the full unboxing. But we have 50 in subscriptions also. In vacation, I think we have 1,030, but let's check because it's been a while. So 1,030, yep, good memory, Kristen. Volleyball has 100. I really don't know when or if I'm going back to playing volleyball, but for now we're just gonna keep it in here. I really hope I will, I just don't have time right now. And then I think Weddings and Babies has 1,440, but let's check. So we have 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 440, yes. And very, very excited for all the weddings and babies happening and coming up. So that is that. Box challenge time. We love box challenge time, and we are getting dangerously close. So let's pull until we can't pull anymore. We have $40 to work with. 5. So there is a 5. And then let's pull again. 20. Let's do this one. This is like a bad 20. And that means we can pull a 15 for sure, or more 5s. That's a 20, so we can't do that one. Hopefully there's a 15 in here. Yay! Okay, so let's do this 10 and this 5. So 15 in here. So we stuffed 3 today, which is exciting. And then let's, just for the fun of it, let's count and see how many we have left to stuff. I think that's it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So we have only 21 left to stuff, which means if we can do at least 2 a week, we only have about 10 more weeks on this challenge, which is super exciting. My box is getting very, very full, so I did not account for space in here for when it gets full, because I don't know, I never pictured it getting this far. So if you ordered one of my boxes, know that you might have to slant them a little bit to get it to close, but here we go. There's that. And last but not least, we've got Big Blue. So first up is car maintenance. We are going to add $20 today. So we have 1,000, 20, 40, 60, 71. So 1,071 in here. And the reason I spent out of this is because I did, we're going to put this in my $1 savings. I did pay for my registration and property tax for my car. So that was all due at the end of June. So I went ahead and paid it. So we have 1,070 in here now. And then my car tag side is totally empty. I didn't save quite enough for that this year, so good to know for next year. So car tags is empty, but we do still have 100 for deductible, or 100 for oil changes and 250 for deductible. So now we have $1,420 in car maintenance. So that's exciting. We love paying for things that we've already saved for. Christmas, we are working on my friend's Christmas gifts. We are adding $15 today, so a 10 and a 5. So we have 50, 70, 80, 95. So 95 in friends, plus 200 for Colin, plus 100 for my siblings, plus 100 for my parents. So we are at $495 in Christmas, so almost at $500, which is awesome. So only $5 more and we'll be fully funded for friends. For now, I might decide to up it later if I have time in my savings, but we'll see. Europe is next, and Europe also has some exciting updates. So inside Europe, we had this pre-trip expense category, and it had some money, but your girl finally wrote the check to renew her passport. So the money hasn't come out of my account, but I went ahead and deposited it into my account. So whenever the check does clear, it will just come straight out. So I did pay for that. So now we have 55 in pre-trip expenses, which I might get back up to 100. Let's do that now. So let's add the $30 into here. Yeah, why not? So we have 50, 70, 85 in pre-trip actually. So 85 in pre-trip, and then for flights, we have 500, 600, 620, 40, 650, 660, 670, 675. So in total, we now have $760 in Europe, which did drop, but again, that's because I renewed my passport, which I went ahead and saved for out of this money since I need it to go to Europe next summer. Girls trip is coming up, and I want to finish funding this, so we are going to add $40 into spending. So 20, 40. So we have, put these back here. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 120 in spending. So 120 in spending, plus nothing in miscellaneous right now, 500 in food and drink, 500 in entertainment, and 50 in lodging. So we have $1,170 for this girls trip. And I need $80 more in spending and 50 in miscellaneous if I have time. If not, I will just go with whatever I finish saving. Moving, we are skipping, and seasonal activity is last. We are going to get put $5 in fall. So we have 25, 35. So 35 in fall. And I did my cash on stuffing, and you'll see that I used some of my summer money and I moved my spring money to the summer. So now in summer, I have 150, 70 left in summer. So we have 205 in seasonal. So I will keep the money in summer until summer ends, and if whatever I don't use, I'll move into fall. So that is that on that. So last but not least, we are going to put these $1 into our $1 savings challenge, which is mighty full. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones today. $10 worth of ones in here that we are adding. And I asked in my last video, or the last video that posted, it's probably not the last video you've seen, if y'all wanted me to count these at the end of June or just let them keep stacking up. So let me know in the comments if you want me to add it and add them up and condense them halfway through the year, or just let them grow and grow and grow. So let me know what you would like to see. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I probably will have a very small side hustle cash stuffing in my next video. So yeah, I might have a side hustle cash stuffing next. If not, I'll wait until I have more money to do a side hustle cash stuffing, but my Etsy shop is closed, so I'm not making money, obviously, side income wise right now, but it has been such good time for me to get ahead for when I do relaunch and do it right and do it in a way that's sustainable for me and better for me moving forward. So I hope y'all understand, and it will be back up soon, I promise, and I will let you know the launch date once I know the launch date. But thank y'all for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.